Good afternoon, traders. This is Christian from Hertz Trade Group, and this is a very quick video on how to use the MarketWebs to help trade and execute some of your trades on TradingView. Risk disclaimer in front of you. Everything that I'm going through in this video is for information purposes only. Please make sure that you read the full risk disclaimer right there. So I'm going to talk about a very popular name and how I've been trading this name, which is SMCI. All right. So first thing I want to point out here is looking at this daily chart, right? And obviously we have this nice trend up here. And then once it started to kind of break down, right, this price action is very jumpy on the daily chart, and it's moving within a wide range. So it makes things a little bit difficult, right? You're not really seeing, especially when you're above the value area like this, that you really don't get a lot of information, from where it is, basically how far it is away and trending away from the value area, and also these moving averages. So what I like to do for some momentum names and just to kind of spot some signals is look at the 1 hour time frame, because we do get a value area for each week, and that will provide basically ranges to basically trade off of, again, using volume at price. And the MarketWebs, in my opinion, is by far the best way to help you trade volume at price. But so here's the breakdown. I'm also, one of the things that we have here is the ability to see multiple value areas on one time frame, and also the volume profile. I like to see it, but it's a it's a personal preference, right? And you could turn this off, which I'm going to do just for this video, so that you can basically just see the value areas a little bit more clearly. You could also change the background of the value areas too. But just to rewind from last week, right? And this is an example that I did put on Twitter last week, and you can kind of follow along here. Here was the first chart that I had tweeted out last week, and I was talking about keeping an eye on the value area, or price entering the value area. And then, of course, you could kind of follow along, which is what I'm, how I kind of mentioned this too. So I'm going to do this with you here, but here was my trigger for this trade, right? And I went long this name, right? And I've got various different trade entries and exits on this one. I was taking targets along the way because that's my personal style. And the main thing here is, what I was targeting once we got into the value area, which is called something, which is called the 80% bullish rule or bearish rule, right? And what that means is that once price enters and establishes itself inside the value area, then there's an 80% chance that price can go from one end to the other, right? And this is based on value area studies. We did not, make up the 80% rule. We're just using it, to apply some trading techniques. So you could kind of see what happened here, right? Price made it all the way. Price actually went to the top of value, which is where I was where I exited the trade. I was in a short-term trade, right? So I took this signal, from around 785 and rode this all the way up to about 922. And you can kind of see what happened here, right? Price got a little bit above, and but and that's sometimes, when you've got high volume, right? Price, of course, can get through resistance, right? We see that over and over, but you want to be aware of when that is a sticky point, right? And maybe another way that you could play this is take a good portion of your trade off, leave a runner, and then execute there, and then maybe even look for a back test and a move back higher. Now you could kind of see what happened here. Price did not hold the top of value, so if you were even holding that last piece, right, you could have said, up there it goes. It did not hold the top of value, and it broke in. Now you can kind of see how this week is developing. It's a little bit different, right? This was, of course, last week, and the name got going on NVIDIA earnings. This week, there really isn't, a major catalyst for the name, but doesn't matter. We still have our roadmap and our blueprint to follow. This was something that I highlighted this morning, right? So if you go back to, how this worked out, and let me X out of this right here, right? And, as I had talked about, right? This was my exit of the trade, just to kind of follow the story along here. But now, if you look at what I said this morning, right, and this was something that we went over in the trading room. I said, hey, this name has room to basically 883, right? So now, if you look at what it's done since, it made that move to 883, and by the time that the 1 hour bar closed, it was not able to get outside of the value area. So now, as we see this on many other time frames as well, sometimes a name is just not ready to go, right? And it's right now trading, trading inside the range. So if you're in a position, you could just either sit and wait and be patient. But if you're not in a position, right, and you're looking for when momentum is going to kick in, I would be looking for that break of 883.79, and you can see how that's labeled for you. You could also set alerts. You could do that right in here, and that's a really nice thing to do. Right, so we can put that together. So how I could set alert, and again, you could do this in any trading system, but I'd like to do it right here. You could click on this alert button. You can click on the plus, right? And automatically it goes right to SMCI, right? So crossing. And what I want to use is use the MarketWebs, right? Crossing, and you should have value area high. And that's it. That's all you have to do. And you could just you can name it whatever you want. SMCI, 1 hour value area break. All right, and auto, and then you go create, and now you've got your alert set, right? And now basically, what I really like is, make your trading automated, right? And I like to call this the old set it and set your alert and forget it, right? This way I don't have to constantly be looking at SMCI. Now, again, this is just a 1 hour chart. It's the value area for the week. If I don't get the alert this week, we'll then look at what the shape of the value area is for next week, right? And go through the process of taking a look at the chart, see if it's setting up, and place the alert where I need to, and then acting once I get the alert. All right, so that's the video, and again, it's trading on this is a trading on the shorter term, but really kind of just making it simple, in terms of last week's trade, looking for point A to point B, putting the money in my pocket, and then looking for the next setup. Guys, have a great day.